Welcome back, East Coast Frank. Just another lovely Monday morning. Not morning anymore, actually, it's afternoon. That's how fast my day has gone by. It has been not so far, going by super quick. Meetings after meetings after meetings after meetings. It is what it is. Like I said, getting into a bit of a busier season now, busier section. So of course we're gonna be required to spend a little bit more time talking about stuff, I guess. Anyway, we're on our way out to another visit for a different site. Some more lot clearing possibly and road building. And then I have another job on today where the guys are doing some internal work. I'm going to swing by there after I'm done this, so we'll probably have a look. That one's definitely not one of the favorites today, where it's mostly handwork, but it is what it is. You have to be able to help your customers out, and this is something the customers asked me to do, so I have a crew out there doing it. So we will see how they're making out when I get there, and we'll probably bring you along for the ride as well. So we're just at the site where the boys are inside digging. I'm just going to go have a look at that now, see how they're making out. Looks like they're doing pretty good. Well, what's that pipe? All right. Got a big old sag in her. Right there. Alright, looks like we're going to have to go find the boys and see what we can piece together for some parks here and sort this one out. Well, I found the boys out back taking a break. I can't say I blame them. I'd have probably been doing the same thing at that point. They're down to the pipe, they got it all dug out and exposed. Like I said, it looks like there's a bit of a sag in it. Well, there is. So both ends of that pipe are running to the center where that connection was, which explains the video that was done where the camera goes underwater. We weren't sure if there was a break in the pipe or if it was an old cast pipe. The bottom was out of it or something like that. But that didn't really make sense because the rest of the video it looked like PVC or some sort of PVC all the way out to the main. So everything looked good from that point out, grade wise and all. So this is the only hang up, and it's at the beginning of the run for that one apartment, which is unfortunate, but it can be fixed. It's too tight to do it with just a 4-foot, so I did pull out a laser level and ran a shot from top to bottom. And over 14 feet, we're working with 1/4 of an inch to make this thing flow. So it's going to be fairly flat, but fairly flat compared to a 2-inch sag is better. So, yeah. The boys are tired and cranky, of course. Don't blame them. They did hard work today, so that's good. But they're tidying up now. I think we're going to end up leaving that for the night. And then we'll come back at it again tomorrow. I'm just going to go now and run to see what I can find for parts to put that back together. Because there is one line coming off of it that doesn't make much sense to me. I'm not sure if it was an old vent pipe or if it's a sump line or a dishwasher discharge or something, but there's a smaller line there that isn't normal, that's connected to that as well. And it looks like when it had been connected, it was connected crudely, meaning there wasn't a proper fitting. So it was just a hacked off piece of pipe that was kind of just put into the 4-inch. So of course what happened with that, the seeping and the water getting out around the pipe, I'm pretty sure is what's caused this sag to begin with. So like I said, we'll see if we can find some attachments that I can reduce that down to that 2-inch, make the connection proper, secure and sealed, versus just crudely cut into the side of it. Once I have those, then once I have all the parts, then I will let the guys cut the pipe open and put it back together. But I do not want to cut that line open and start messing with it until we have enough of the right parts there to put this thing back together. So we'll probably go with SDR pipe and some clear stone, just because that's easiest for us, and it's just a repair anyway. So we have lots of that, so we'll grab some of that, and then tomorrow morning hopefully we can take that apart, put it back together, get it graded, backfill, prep, and possibly even pour the concrete. I don't know, we'll see. But it would be nice to get that one buttoned up tomorrow if possible. Should be an easier day for them tomorrow, because today the majority of it was spent busting out the floor, which to our surprise was a foot thick. So that was a bit extra jackhammering. Anyway, we will get it, or I should say they will get it. They're on good progress now. So anyway, we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm going to go take a run to the store now and see what I can find for parts, if we can put something together or not. And yeah, we'll check back in maybe tomorrow morning when we're on site trying to put it back together. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how delicate it is when we go to do it and how much mess. Anyway, we will check back in later. Bye. Surprise! Nova Scotia likes to dump snow in March at the end and screw everyone's day. I don't know if this is going to amount to anything or not, but it's snowing right now. Got it together. Backfilled and filled in. So we just left that repair job. There's still a little bit of cleanup to do there, which I fully expected. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Once the concrete's dry, there's no sense in trying to mop up the floors and stuff and clean that up while we got concrete there trying to dry. But all in all, didn't look too bad. They actually got it done faster than I expected, which is always nice. They did manage to get some grade on that pipe, which he changed where he connected to it, and it was actually able to squeak out a little bit of a percentage on that. So that was good. Definitely better than I was expecting. Like I said, that's It's all things we like to see on jobs like that, where it's a little bit unknown going into it. But yeah, not bad. I'll let the customer know. Now they can get their tile guy in there in the next couple days and finish out that floor and get that back together, and that'll be all behind them. And they won't have to worry about it again for hopefully a very long time. I meant to get up and get some footage of them getting that together, but of course, like I said in the last video, things have been really busy. I've been in meetings a lot, so I had to view it from pictures from the crew that was on site, unfortunately, when they were putting it together. But from what I saw, they did a pretty good job. Everything looked good. Everything was buttoned up nicely. They brought in some clear stone for underneath, put the steel back in the floor. So they did everything they should have done, which, like I said, is good. So that one's behind me now. Move on to the next one. And we will talk to you guys next time. Bye. So just leaving that repair job here now. Probably saw some footage of me being a molly maid. The guys had left a bit of a mess behind, so I wanted to get over there and clean that up. So I went and picked up some supplies, gave it a quick mop down, a quick brush down on the walls, the doors, the moldings. It's like my number one slogan is, if it's not good enough for my place, I'm not doing it to somebody else. So if I'm working for a customer, let's say, and we're doing a job, and the job is now complete, right? So the job is complete. The thing we were there to do is completed. However, the state of everything else around it is not as nice as when you showed up. That's not good enough for me. I want it to be as good or better than when we showed up, if plausible. If that means spending an hour doing some cleaning, then spend an hour and do some cleaning. Those are the little things that matter when you're a contractor to customers. You know, you're in there, you're making a mess, you're making noise. Especially in this instance, we were in an apartment building. So, you know, we're ticking off the residents because we're making a lot of noise, whether or not they understand why we're there or not. The fact remains we are there to do a job for the building owner. And then when you leave a gigantic mess for them to remember you by. It's not good business. So, like I said, it's the little things that matter. And it's the little things that customers will remember you for. So if you take a few minutes to clean up, or whatever the reason may be, even, you know, yard work, anything. There's a lot of instances where, you know, when you're tracking a machine out across the yard and you leave some ruts. Well, somebody with a conscience is going to flatten those ruts out on the way out with the machine, or if it's like loose and just a little bit, then just take a fan rake and fan the grass to make it look better. Like, anyway, some people tell me I'm picky, but I don't think I am. I think if I was paying for these particular services, this is how I would want the contractor, i.e. the person I've hired to do the job, to leave it, so that I'm not out any more than I was expecting to even clean up after they're gone. So I figured I'd show that part just because that's some of the stuff that some people don't see, especially the crews that work for me. They don't necessarily see that or understand why, but there's a big difference between a mess and a cleaned up work site. It's important, and you have to make sure that you're doing it. And if you're not, I'm gonna see it, and I'm coming behind you, and I'm making sure it's done. And then you're being told next time, this is how it should be done, because that's not acceptable in my world, and it shouldn't be acceptable in theirs. So that's a mentality and a job trait that needs to change. anyway, that I figured I'd show that part of it, just because, like I said, I don't think a lot of people understand that those are the little things that matter. That's what changes it from looking like an absolute disaster to something that is halfway presentable. In this case, we're not finishing the job anyway. We're not tile layers, and we don't pretend to be. So the quote was never to reinstate the floor completely. It was to concrete in and leave down so that their tile guy, whoever that may be, can come in and level the floor out and lay their tiles back in. And then it's complete. But I'm not gonna leave a mess for the tile guy to clean up. He didn't make that mess. We did. So anyway, just a little rant for today. It's been a bit of a day already, so I guess maybe I'm a little shorter fused than normal. But yeah, that's it for today. We will catch up later. Bye.